Let's welcome Mr. Jason Wong.
First of all, very good afternoon to all you fine gentlemen and ladies. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Star Papers, Sdn Properties, as well as Hong Leong for organizing such a meaningful events where all of us can participate to look into investment in properties as well as getting our properties. Okay, now I think there were quite a number of announcements earlier about this talk being on design and renovation. I don't know whether what I'm going to say will disappoint, but I generally today I will touch on a subject that is very dear to my heart, which is the necessity for change. You see, the current trend in space planning is that how we should incorporate the technology into our life will be the future. But now, with the onset of design, the ability to design and visualize exactly what we want, now we have the tool. For the first talk about plane, let's talk about aeroplane. As the design evolves, today they are talking about design change. As the design evolves, what are the application of these design changes? Distance travel, because plane have to go further and further and further. Last time, if you all remember 20, 30 years ago, when you travel, you have to transit, I think 4 times to reach Europe, 3 times at least. Now I think it's a direct flight. Everybody just flies. Distance travel, okay? Comfort, speed, safety, again. These are the major applications that you can think about immediately. Okay, let's look at phone. This is one of the things that Apple created. I mean, Apple evolved. The phone is always about communication. We all know that. The phone is something you pick up to communicate. But then the clarity, of course, how clear is the phone? That's always very important. We always talk about landline, we always talk about mobile line, wireless, and clarity is very important. But what Apple did was he took it out of the context of a phone. He made the phone into something else. Now you use the phone to work. Wow, a phone is a phone to communicate. Why is it work? It does work. It dissipates information because it can go online, become a smartphone. Not just a phone, a communication phone, a smartphone. You associate smart with like that, smart people, and this phone is smart, and it can entertain. And do you know it can do many more things? That is what I mean by application. Light. Let's talk about light. Light is another thing that has evolved. Always when you talk about light, you want to talk about brightness. Brightness, always about brightness. Then moving from that is about clarity. That is about the energy saving, the cost. Now light is used to do advertising, to do entertainment, just like what we have here. Light has been used in all kinds of contexts. So that is where we are evolving. Okay, then we look at the home. We look at the residence, we look at the place where we stay, we look at the design. Old, new, futuristic. But if we have to think about futuristic, what is the basis of our application? What are the important factors you have to think about in terms of planning changes to the place you stay, to your accommodation, to your offices? What are the things? Are we going to stay with comfort? Convenience? Stylish? Are we going to stay with these factors? What are the applications? This is the question. I probably will end this session without much of an answer, but I will hopefully generate some questions so that we can look into the industry towards this end. Share some things I've found. This is a house in Japan. Okay, its total built-up area is 1,000 square feet. Okay, it has the parking, 1,000 square feet with car park. With the car park. Okay, it's a box. It's almost a box. This is the interior. With a garden, 1,000 square feet with a garden, with a building garden. The house split into a few levels. The total, when they say build up, is the total build up. This is included already. Is it nice? Do we consider this as a very beautiful, wonderful structure? I wouldn't mind staying here. I wouldn't mind. With all our knowledge, with all our resources and all that, this will be something nice. But on the other hand, I would think that maybe if my situation is like that. I live in a country that like Japan or where land is very scarce and properties are prices crazily high. Something like that might be a very good alternative. Okay, this is another house. Okay, this is 1,556 square feet. Okay, it looks like that. Or the land itself doesn't protrude too much. So the land itself is not big. It's built in the sideways and corners and all that, here and there, you know. So this is design. I'm not saying that any significant to what I'm talking about today, but this design has taken into consideration about sustainability, use of space, and many other things. Use of sunlight, a lot of sunlight to notice, you know, to illuminate the place so that you need less energy for lighting. Yeah. Very spacious. Corridors and all that. Even the timber, I believe, was actually recycled timber for it. It's a recycled wood, recycled pulp, wood residue. So this is how it looks. Okay. Okay, I show you another one. This is what 300 square feet house look like. This house sits on a land which is 3 meters by 9 meters, approximately 290, 300 square feet. 300 square feet. It's in Ho Chi Minh City, in Vietnam. Okay, this is the house. It's so conservative until the tree also not a cut. The tree also must salvage. Not many tree left. Lavish, you know. It's like, of course, the build-up is not 300 square feet. It's built on a 300 square feet plot of land and it moves up. So this is another place. It's a stacking green. And it stacks like that. But this is greener. This concept is more on in using the green technology. I mean, trying to be more back to nature. A lot of greenery, to maintain more greenery within the house, to get the nice oxygen, you know, the O2 into the house. This is how it looks like. Okay. Gentlemen, ladies, any questions? Yes.